Okay, so in this video, I'm going to show you how to mount your footlight to your model kit base. There's a U-shaped bracket here, and in the bracket you can see that there's a couple slots on there, and then there's also a screw, and that screw needs a 1/16 of an inch hole drilled into your model kit base. First thing you do, you'll again, I should mention that there's slots only in one side of this. There's no slots in the back. They're only in the front. So then what you do is you drop the screw down through the hole in the footlight base. Screw it down to your model kit. You want to make it fairly snug. Okay, then you take the shroud for the footlight, and you'll see that there's two pins sticking out the sides of them. Those feed into the slots. So you're going to put you're going to put one of the pins into a slot, and then you're going to gently. You want to be very careful because you can snap the base, but you want to gently pull out one side of this, and then push, rotate it in a little bit, and you could hear it snap when it went in. So now it's locked into place, and you're done with that part of it. So if you want to rotate the base, you can do that. If you want to pivot it up and down, you can do that. And the tension on here is such that it shouldn't fall over. So there's that. Now the next thing I'm going to show you is how to attach your wires. Or before I do that, I'm going to talk about this a little bit. So once you've got this mounted to your base and your thing that you're going to light's over here, you might want to drill a hole through the base so that you can run your wires down through your base, so that the wires end up being hidden, so you won't see those. If you want to do that, you need to drill about 1/8 of an inch hole behind the footlight, and then you just run your wires down through the base, and then they'll be coming out the bottom. So then you take your rubber band off the battery holder, and you'll see two things on here. You'll see the contacts that are going to mate to the shroud wires, and you also see two pieces of heat shrink on there. You want to leave the heat shrink on the wires, and then you go ahead and connect the wires together, the wire contacts together. So on here, there's a red and a black wire, and there's a pin on one side, and there's a socket on the other side. And then for the black wire, those the socket and pin are on opposite sides. So I have a socket on this side and a pin on this side. So you attach those together, and once you do that, then you want to slide the heat shrink over top of the contacts. So they don't short out. If they short out, they won't work, and they'll wear your battery out really quick. And then you can test the whole thing by putting or turning the switch on the battery holder. Okay. Once you've tested it, then you want to go ahead and use either a heat gun or a hair dryer, or maybe a Bic lighter, whatever, basically to shrink down the heat shrink tubing that locks those contacts together forever. So it's permanent. So you want to make sure everything's working and positioned the way that you want it before you turn or melt the heat shrink or heat the heat shrink, and have it pointing down or have it shrunk down on the wires, and then you're done. That's pretty much it. It requires 2 AA batteries in the battery holder, and there's an on and off switch right on the front. And there you go. What I do with mine often is that I will take the battery holder. I'll take the battery holder, and I will put a piece of Velcro on the back of it, and since the wires are run underneath it, then I can run them up behind the wall, and just attach the battery holder to the back of the base, and then you never see it again. And so if you do that, then obviously you don't see anything but your footlight. That's all. That's all I had to say. I hope you enjoyed this little video, and I hope you enjoy using the Footlight to light up your model kit. Okay, talk to you next time. See ya.